sent for me?
Yes, Beeson is due out of solitary.
Right, I'll see to it.
Oh, Mr. Faulkner, is there any news on the progress of the newspaper?
Well, not that I know of. Oh, I'm not too worried now that Ian Marnie's coming back.
So you think there will be a paper?
No doubt at all.
The women seem to like him.
Well, they certainly do. Oh, once he's back, things will run smoothly.
Well, let's hope that it lasts after he leaves this time.
Good, come on. We're almost finished. Where's Peterson?
Well, she was here a few minutes ago, Mrs. Powell.
Did anyone see her leave? Oh, hell. Go and find her. Bring her back. As much of that woman as I'm going to take.
Amen.
Did you miss me, Mr. Faulkner? Life must be pretty quiet around here without me, eh?
I've had plenty to keep us occupied.
Oh, have a spot of trouble whilst I was away?
I dare say you'll hear all about it, so stop fishing, huh?
Why would I do a thing like that? You should know I have a hand in everything that goes on around here.
I would have thought after all the time you'd spent in solitary, you'd keep your hand out of things for a while.
Well, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, can you?
That's what I thought. Just the same.
Oh, hell.
Crush you just like an ant. You all thought you could beat me, didn't you? I'll show you one by What do you reckon they want us to do with this lot?
Well, we could print up some wallpaper and redecorate the cells, or we could...
Oh, give it a rest, will you? I'm not
Come on, there'll be no talking. Just unload it.
Hey, Margo, what do you reckon happened to Peterson?
Oh, I don't know. Trust her to get out of anything that might get her hands dirty. Anyway, who cares?
Well, what do you know? Look who's here.
Just where the hell have you been?
To the ladies' room. When nature calls, one must obey, Mrs. Powell.
You know the regulations. You ask permission from an officer before you do anything. Is that clear?
Of course. We must maintain discipline, mustn't we?
Start unloading this lot. That means all of you.
Hey! What are you shoving, Peterson? You might start shoving back. Real hard. Do you want something, Gaffney? You're gonna get yours one day, lady.
Who's that?
Steve!
Just a minute. What are you in such a flap about?
Have you seen Peterson?
Yes, she's in the workshop with the others.
She just tried to strangle Bryant.
What?
We've got to get to her before she really hurts somebody.
Just a minute. She seems perfectly calm.
Believe me, she's not.
All right, all right. In that case, we'd better not rush her, had we?
Hey, what do you reckon they're up to? Doesn't look like a social visit to me.
Peterson, we'd like you to come with us, please.
Oh, really, Mr. Faulkner? I'm busy. Can't it wait?
No, just come with us now. We don't want any trouble, do we?
No, of course not. Where are we going?
To solitary.
Oh, is someone sick there?
Solitary? What'd she do? Shoot the governor?
Just keep out of this, Smart. It's none of your concern.
She didn't really shoot Davo, did she?
Oh, God, if you had another brain, it'd be
That'll
lonely.
do, Gaffney.
Ah, come on, Mrs. Powell. You might as well tell us. She must have had a go at someone, or you wouldn't be pussyfooting around like you're scared of her. Why else would she cop solitary?
Oh, I don't know. There are plenty of reasons to be sent to solitary, and you're pushing your luck with one of them right now. Keep yourselves busy.
Oh, God. It all happened so fast.
Yeah.
Oh, feels as though I swallowed a packet of razor blades.
Yeah, well, take it easy, love. You don't have to talk.
I was just walking along the corridor, and suddenly she's dragging me. I mean, just dragging me in here. I'm no lightweight, babe, but my God, she was strong. You wouldn't believe it.
Oh, yes, I would. I've heard about nutcases suddenly gaining superhuman strength when they crack up. If you ask me, that lady is as crazy as they come. So that'd account for that.
Well, she certainly acted that way.
When I finish with her, she'll be acting anyway. I'm going to fix her once and for all.
Babe, please, no, you must just keep out of this. I mean, the screws aren't going to let her get away with that. You let them deal with it. You promised me that.
Come on. Let's get you to the hospital. You okay?
Yeah, I'm all right.
But this is solitary.
That's right.
I don't understand. Am I being punished for something?
Peterson, do you remember your fight with Bryant?
Fight?
Yes, you attacked her. You almost strangled her.
Oh, but surely I'm not being punished for that. Oh, you don't understand. There are evil forces at work in this place, and Bryant's part of it. Oh, she was going to destroy me. When I had to defend myself, didn't I? Well, didn't I?
Whatever you say.
Myself. I had to defend myself.
Powell and I took her to solitary. She didn't seem the least bit fazed by any of it. She just kept smiling as if she'd done a good job.
You are quite sure the whole thing was premeditated? Oh, there's no question. She was missing from the loading bay after I'd ordered her there. She's obviously planned the whole thing in advance.
Well, we can't be certain this isn't some ruse by her to persuade us that she's unstable and needs to be transferred to a hospital.
No, I don't think so, Mrs. Davidson. I know we've discussed this before, but she's far too convincing to be faking.
Well, I had my doubts too, but believe me, Mrs. Davidson, she's really round the twist. And dangerous with it.
Well, we'll need Dr. Weissman's help on this one. I have spoken to him about seeing her when he comes to examine Hazel Kent, but it's obvious Peterson will have to take priority. How's Bryant?
Well, she's pretty shaken up, but I think she'll be all right. She's over at the hospital now being checked over.
Good. Well, there's nothing more we can do until Dr. Weissman arrives. I'll contact him immediately and tell him it's urgent.
G'day, Bee. How you been, eh?
Well, well. Nice to see a friendly face.
Ah, likewise.
What's been going on? You look bloody awful.
Oh, thanks a lot. I needed that.
You wouldn't look too crash-out either if someone just tried to strangle you.
Not Peterson. What did I tell you?
Look, she's lost her marbles, Bee. You've got to do something about her and make it permanent.
Well, I don't think we're going to have to. I think there's a fair chance she might just disappear.
You mean the screws?
Oh, we can't afford to have a lunatic running around the place all the time. They got to get rid of her.
Well, if they don't, we will.
Oh, come on. Save the chatter till lunchtime. Shouldn't you be in the hospital?
Oh, no, I'm all right, Mrs. Powell. Just a bit shook up, that's all. Your sister Franklin said that it's probably my pacemaker that kept me going. You know, it just kept beating. I never thought I'd be grateful for that little piece of plastic, I can tell you.
As long as you feel all right. Now, look, you don't have to work if you don't feel up to it.
No. I'd rather stay here. If I go and lie down, I'm liable to think about it, you know.
Don't overdo it. Excuse me. This is to be finished by lunchtime. Understood?
Oh, well.
Well, maybe I should have let you cook the eggs.
What?
Well, I'm no Bernard King, but it won't kill you.
Ian, do you trust me?
Silly question. Look, why don't you tell me what's bothering you? It can't be that bad.
Oh, can't it? Oh.
Well, I won't know until you tell me, will I? Oh, come on, get it off your chest.
Well, I was in Wentworth 10 years ago as a prisoner.
Go on.
I was a customs official at the time, and Malcolm, my brother, had all his money tied up in electrical discount stores. Well, he was importing a lot of goods, and he said he wasn't getting a fair deal from the customs department, and I felt sorry for him. So I started bypassing a few channels with the paperwork, and before I knew it, he was taking goods out of the store without even getting a customs clearance. I knew I was bending the rules a bit, but I didn't think he was doing anything criminal.
And you got caught out?
Yeah. He bought me a very expensive stereo, and when the department started to check on me, they discovered it came from a pilfered shipment. It wasn't even his. I couldn't turn him in, so I ended up in Wentworth. I was acquitted, but the women found my file during the riot, and they made life very unpleasant for me for a while.
Well, I think I should get you some fresh eggs. Those are stone cold.
Is that all?
I could get you some toast as well, if you like.
Oh, Ian, don't joke about it, please. I have been worried sick about telling you that.
My sweet, foolish girl. Did you really think that would change anything? We are sharing our future together. You've got to forget about the past.
Well, I had completely forgotten about it until Kate Peterson reminded me. But, darling, can you ever forget about it?
Forget what?
Oh, Mrs. Powell, I was just on my way to the workshop to talk to the women. Why don't you come too? I think you should hear what I have to say.
Fine.
This Peterson business has disrupted the whole prison. And we still have to prepare for the visiting justice visit.
I suppose he'll also be hearing the charges against Driscoll.
Well, yes, of course.
Well, I hope he's not too hard on her. She is rather a special case. It's not as though she's a criminal like the rest of them in here.
I'm sure he will be as fair and just as he possibly can. But we do have to do something about these attempted escapes.
Mrs. Davidson, that's just the point. If he knows that she's tried to escape before, then it may influence his judgment on this charge. But if he thought this was an isolated incident...
He must have all the facts at his disposal if he is to help her. It is our job to teach her the discipline she will need to be of value to herself and the community. I'm sure you will agree that whatever we do is for her own good.
Yes, Mrs. Davidson.
Yeah, we're going to call it the Weekly Stir. Pretty good, eh?
Yeah, it's all right.
I thought we'd get Doreen to do a comic strip.
Yeah, you could do a Lonely Hearts column, B.
How'd you like to do a first aid column from experience?
Come on, B. Where's your sense of adventure?
We get all our information from the grapevine. What is the point of putting a paper out with stuff in it we already know?
Don't you think it's worthwhile?
Oh, you can do what you like. At least it'll keep you off the streets, but I've got better things to do with my time.
Oh, yeah? Like what?
Hey, we've got company.
Right, look busy.
Oh, sorry.
Good morning, ladies. Now, I won't keep you too long from your work, but I have some rather disappointing news for you.
That figures.
As you know, the department's purpose in setting up this print shop was for us to handle the printing of government forms and letterheads. Now, that would mean that your newspaper project would have to be done in your own time.
Oh, well, what's so disappointing about that? We already figured that one out.
That's not all. The department and I have had lengthy discussions about the newspaper, and apparently they will only allow you 1 ream of paper per month.
What? How much is a ream?
500 sheets, so unfortunately...
Oh, well, we can't do anything with that.
Well, I'm sorry, but you'll just have to make the best of it. There's nothing more I can do.
Well, if the department thinks we're going to take that lying down, they've got another thing coming. The women have worked very hard on this project,
Smith.
and no departmental ratbags are going to louse it up. No way.
Bloody typical of this place, isn't it? Find a way to stuff up everything we try and do.
Yeah, doesn't seem much point to it now.
Why don't you lot stop whinging and do something about it?
Confucius say for every problem there is a solution.
You reckon? Then what am I doing still stuck in here?
Because you are not a problem, you're a disaster.
Do you reckon there is an answer, babe?
Of course there is. You'd have to find it, that's all.
Fat chance.
Oh.
But I thought you couldn't give a damn about the project.
And I don't, but I don't like being kicked around. And besides, I've never run away from a fight in my life. I'm going to start now.
Pretty fancy words, but what are you going to do about it?
Well,
We will just have to find a way to get the paper ourselves.
the department isn't going to supply it. Why should they care?
Steal it, you mean?
Sure. There's a whole lot hanging around reception. We could nick as much as we like.
And wind up in the pound and the whole project squashed. Very right.
The obvious answer is to buy the paper.
And that's exactly what we're going to do. Now we have one other small problem.
What?
Where's the money coming from?
It's all right for you. Some of us have to work.
Oh, I thought you weren't working today.
I am. I mean, what do you call organising a honeymoon on the Barrier Reef and a trip to Queensland? And on top of that, I've got to go to the bank and see if I can afford to keep you in the manner in which you are about to become accustomed.
Didn't anyone ever tell you that two can live more cheaply than one?
Not with the price of apples these days.
You sure we can afford this trip to Queensland?
Yeah, I'm only kidding, though. Of course we can. Besides, we haven't got any choice. We've got to visit all those relatives who can't make the wedding.
Yeah, well, not all of them.
Well, we could forget about my 96 third cousins twice removed, if you insist.
I do, I do.
If you're a good girl, I'll hurry back as soon as I can. Give us a kiss. Delicious. You and Granny Smith. See you later.
Bye.
Hello, this is Miss Conway, Janet Conway. Yeah, I'd like to make an appointment for as soon as possible, please. Tomorrow morning will be fine. I'll come in on my way to work. Pardon? No, it's nothing specific. I'd just like a general checkup. Thank you.
Ouch!
You haven't had one of those for a while.
What's with this?
Sheet.
Oh, have a look at it.
Fix it.
It's a bit of a mess, isn't it?
You talking about anything in particular or life in general?
Oh, come on, B. That paper means as much to me as it does to the rest of you. I hate to see it scrapped before it even gets going.
Well, don't you worry, Mr. Faulkner. It's going to take more than one ratbag official sitting on his fat ass to stop us from getting that paper out.
That's right. Now, we got some rights, including freedom of the press.
Yeah, but how can you possibly manage on one ream of paper?
The department hasn't got a monopoly on paper. We'll just have to get our own.
You mean buy it?
Unless you can come up with a better idea.
The only trouble is it costs money.
We're not exactly sitting on a gold mine.
You speak for yourself, sweetheart.
Pardon. We've got enough money to get the first issue out, but after that we'd be cleaned out. Where do we go from there?
What you need to do is make some extra money on the side.
Oh, you like pretty girl? Very clean, very clean.
It's enough of that smart, I'm serious.
Yes, so she.
We know we have to make extra money, but how?
Well, the press is all set up. Why not let it pay for its paper? Well, the government orders aren't going to take up all your time. You could do private contracts as well.
Hey, now you're not just a pretty face, are you?
That's right. Once we get the hang of things, we'll be able to take on lots of little small printing jobs.
And we could charge cheap rates because we wouldn't have any overheads.
And the money you make will pay the running costs of the newspaper.
I reckon it's a great idea.
Yeah, thanks. It's one I owe you.
Well, of course, we'll have to get Mrs. Davidson's approval, but that shouldn't be too difficult. I'll talk to her today, if you like.
No. I think if you come up with that sort of idea, Mrs. Davidson's going to get her nose right out of joint. Better if I do it. She expects me to give her headaches. Okay?
I'll arrange for you to see that.
Well, no time like the present. Why don't we go right now?
Now, I want you to follow the instructions very carefully and get plenty of rest, and I shall need to see you again in a week's time. It's extremely rude to interrupt a consultation, Mrs. Powell, particularly without knocking.
Haven't finished your lunch, Peterson.
I have a line of patients a mile long awaiting treatment. I can't possibly take a lunch break now.
Well, you have to eat. Shall I take the tray away?
Yes. No. Oh,
Please, just go away.
And you would use this extra money to finance the newspaper?
Yeah, that way the department wouldn't have to cough up anything.
I must congratulate you on your ingenuity, but are you sure you're qualified for this sort of venture?
Well, we might need Mr. Money back to help us set it up, but otherwise I can't see why not.
Well, if he does come back, you realise it will only be temporary because he and Miss Conway are leaving for Queensland quite soon.
Oh, all the more reason to get things going right away.
I'd need to have some clearer picture of the type of work you expect to undertake.
Well, I haven't exactly discussed that. Probably small jobs, mostly letterheads and invitations for clubs and charities.
Well, as you know, I'm involved with the prison reform group. I think they'd be very interested in this sort of project. If you like, I'll ask Myra Desmond to come and discuss it with you.
Thanks, Mr. Davidson. That'd be great.
Don't worry, I can wait till tomorrow. You're off home already?
Yes, thank heavens. Look, I want you to keep an eye on Peterson. I saw her this afternoon. She was behaving very strangely.
Violent?
Oh, no. But I don't think it'd take much to trigger her off.
Don't worry, I can handle her.
Oh, no, you won't. Not on your own. I insist you have another officer with you at all times.
All right, I'll take reinforcements with me.
Good.
Night.
Night.
Come here. Don't you disobey me, you naughty boy. I warned you, Conrad. You and Sandy were in it together, weren't you? I knew you thought you were being clever, but I won. I beat you. Sandy told me at the hospital. You were all going to destroy me, weren't you? But I won. I warned you, Conrad. Listen to Mummy. Listen to me, all of you. None of you. Have a brain like me. I have this little clock inside my head. It goes tick, 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 never stopping, never. What are you staring at? You're spying on me, Conrad, you miserable worm. How dare you?
She's out of control. We'll have to get help. Go.
Nothing to heavy.
I'll get the
nothing. You're powerless against me. Powerless against me.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
What?
What's all that racket? Sounds as though it comes from the town.
Yeah. Sounds like somebody isn't too happy about something.
Man, quick. Go upstairs and help me sharpen the prints. I'll be there in a minute.
You might be right. Sounds like Peterson's gone right off her nut.
Everything's under control.
Oh, I hope so. I'm an old woman and I need my beauty sleep.
Nothing, absolutely nothing. We haven't heard a sound since we got here.
What do we do now?
Well, she certainly seems calm enough at the moment, but quite frankly, I think it's just the lull before the storm.
You think she could erupt again?
Can we afford to take the chance? I mean, I'm not a psychiatrist, but the woman's obviously sick.
Go ahead and restrain her.
Oh, no. Please, Mr. Faulkner, don't do it. Please don't tie me up. No, I'm perfectly all right. See, I know who you are. I'm sorry I made a noise. I must have had a nightmare or something. Oh, please, Mrs. Morris, please, I can't bear to be humiliated. It was just a bad dream. I'm perfectly all right.
We're not going to hurt you, Peterson. It's only a precaution. I mean, you don't want another bad dream again. You might hurt yourself.
But restraints of the psychotics. I'm not mad, I swear it.
Of course you're not. Come on.
I don't want to lie down. I'm perfectly fine. Please! No, I don't want to be fine.
We're only trying to help.
I don't believe you.
All that bloody racket in the middle of the night, keeping a normal person from their sleep. It's bloody disgraceful.
Why don't you complain to the manager?
For God's sake, don't encourage her.
Oh, it was awful. I was really scared. Oh, God, I hate this rotten place.
G'day, got room for one more?
Oh, Doreen, save my sore eyes.
Hey, Doreen, how come I sent you back?
Oh, nothing to do on maternity. Besides, I reckon you'd be missing me by now.
Yeah, that'd be right.
Hey, George, did you hear all that rotten racket in the middle of the night?
Yeah, what's been going on?
Peterson's gone off with Bryant.
Yeah, how do you know?
We don't know, but it looks that way.
Oh, she's been real spooky lately.
Yeah, she's had to crack up after the kangaroo court.
Oh, heck, I miss everything. What do you reckon they'll do to her?
Haul her up to the funny farm and chuck away the key.
I reckon to make a beauty article for the Weekly Stir. That's if we'd ever get it off the ground.
We'll get it off the ground and you'll get the first copy.
Yeah, well, what is all this about the newspaper? Rumours have been flying all over maternity.
It's going to be a real newspaper, Dor. And get this, without the screws' interference.
You mean we can print anything we like and they don't censor it?
That's about the size of it. The Weekly Stir is going to make the Sunday papers look like Enid Blyton.
Oh, you could have fooled me.
Ah, Mrs. Morris, I don't suppose you'd like to tell us what was going on last night?
No, Smith, I don't suppose I would.
Oh.
Actually, it was you I wanted to see, Susie.
Oh, it's about my hearing, isn't it?
Yes, the VJ will be here next Thursday.
He's going to have it in for me. I know he is.
Now, that's nonsense. He's a perfectly reasonable man. He'll be fair, I'm sure.
How long do you think I'll get, Mrs. Morris?
I honestly don't know. But there is a chance that whatever sentence you get may be served concurrently with your present time.
Not with my luck, it won't be.
There's no use worrying about it in advance. You'll be all right, I'm sure.
Thanks anyway, Mrs. Morris. Oh, it's not fair.
Oh, never mind, Suze. You still got us.
Mrs. Morris is right, you know, love.
You only got to keep out of trouble, see?
No more escapes, otherwise I'll chuck the book at you.
That's right, escape attempts are definitely out, unless you want to stay here forever.
Okay.
Hi.
If it's true, tea's good for your nerves, maybe I should have a potful. I just took Weissman to see Peterson.
Oh, better you than me. Does he think he'll have to commit her? All seems so drastic.
I don't see what else he can do. Especially if she carries on like she did last night.
Well, we're certainly not equipped to handle it here. Was she upset when Wiseman walked in? And she's tried so hard to convince us nothing was wrong.
Oh, that's the eerie part. Well, here's his psychiatrist with 2 officers in tow ready to pounce on her if she so much as makes a move. Peterson didn't bat an eyelid. She greeted Weissman like a long-lost colleague, waiting to swap medical opinions. Oh, I tell you, Meg, gave me the creeps.
You're me mate, aren't you, Lizzie?
Of course I am, love. Don't ask such silly questions.
Well, I've got to tell someone. I'm busted out of here.
Oh, God, not again.
Hey, what are you two up to?
Oh, nothing, B. I was just saying I hope I get a bit of sleep tonight.
God, you're still on about that, are you?
Yeah, give it a rest, will you?
No, you give it a rest, Margo. You're giving me the irrits today.
You silly little bugger, you're in enough trouble without trying some new lark.
Oh, that's why I've got to get out of here. The VJ's going to put me down for a couple of years, and I can't stay in here that long, Lizzie. I just can't. That's why I need your help.
Me?
You don't think I'm going to help you to get into any more trouble now, do you?
I was counting on you.
Why can't you leave a poor old woman alone?
Hey, come on, you two. Don't you want to knock off today?
Oh, in a minute, Bea.
You said you were my friend.
Of course I am, love. And that's why I don't want you to get into any more trouble.
But if you don't help me, I'll just have to do it by myself.
Oh, good help me. I think I'm going senile. All right, love. I'll help you.
I've got it all figured out, Lizzie. All you've got to do is cover for me for a bit.
Oh, is that all I have to do?
During exercise period, I'm going to ask to go to the loo. But only I won't really go. You keep the screws busy and I'll find somewhere to hide. When you go back inside, you'll have to make them think I'm still there.
And how am I supposed to do that?
Good question. Look, if you're figuring on breaking out of here again, you need your head ready.
That's what I told her, Dor, but she won't listen.
It's no good. I've made up my mind.
Well, if you're dead set on going, you could at least plan it properly.
I have planned it.
Yeah? Well, when you get out in the grounds, how are you supposed to get over the fence?
I suppose I'll need a ladder.
Yeah, and what about all that barbed wire? You'll get torn to pieces.
No, I won't. I'll throw a blanket over it.
And how are you going to get the blanket out there? Smuggle it under your bloody jumper?
I don't care. I'm going anyway.
If she can't go over the top, how about her going under?
Under? How?
Yeah, like those old prisoner of war films.
Oh, that'd be great. Only I'd need a shovel.
Oh, there's always plenty of tools hanging around. I could nick you a spade.
Yeah, but you're going to have to hide out until dark because you can't dig in the daylight.
Or I could hide in the barbecue box. Oh, no one looks there.
Yeah, I suppose that's using your head.
But how are we going to cover her? Half the day and all the night.
Well, that's easy. I can put pillows in your bed and the screws will think you're asleep.
I did that last time.
Yeah, well, that's why we can do it again, because they wouldn't think we could try it twice.
Dor's right, you know.
What about muster?
Oh, well, I can say here when your name's called and they'll never know you're not there.
Yeah, and as soon as it gets dark, you come out and you dig like crazy. And don't forget there are 2 fences to get under.
You're the best mates I've ever had.
Oh.
Yeah? Well, when are you going to do it?
This arvo. I'm not staying in this place another night.
Oh, hello, Janet.
Aren't you speaking to us?
What? Oh, hi. Had a bit of excitement last night. Wasn't very pleasant, though.
Peterson went berserk again. We had to restrain her.
That's nice. Janet, is anything wrong? What? Oh, no, I probably haven't woken up yet.
Must be love.
Young Susie looks a bit down in the mouth this morning. Let's have we give her a column in the paper. Let's keep her busy.
Oh, doesn't seem much point if she's not going to be here.
What do you mean she's not going to be here?
What are you on about?
You just said Susie wasn't going to be here.
No, I didn't.
Oh, come on, Lizzie. This is Bea, remember? You're hatching something with that kid, aren't you?
Rubbish. You're imagining things.
Well, I hope I am for your sake. You know what you're like when you start plotting things on your own.
Oh, I said I'm sorry for getting you put in solitary. I only want to save you from having to bump off Peterson.
Well, you botched things up good and proper.
I was only trying to help.
I know you were, love. I don't want you lighting out on your own. You'll only get yourself into trouble.
No, I won't.
If you have got anything in the works, you had better tell me before it's too late.
But I haven't been. Honest. I'd tell you if I had.
Meek. Oh, thanks, Janet. Did you check this after you wrote it? No. Well, exactly when is the 32nd of the month?
Oh, I didn't put that, did I?
Oh, you certainly did. And I'd need a code book to decipher this.
Oh, Meg, what am I going to do? I can't concentrate. It's only going to get worse.
What's the matter, Janet? Has anything happened between you and Ian?
Oh, no. It's nothing like that. It's a lot more complicated. Look, I don't know how I'm going to handle it.
Meg Morris, good to see you. Myra, oh, you do look well. Look, I don't believe you met Janet Conway. Janet, this is Myra Desmond.
No, I haven't. Hello, Janet.
Come
come to see the governor?
Well, she wants to see me, actually. Didn't she tell you? Oh, snowed under as usual, I suppose. Well, she's got some new project with the women that she's hoping to interest me in, so I hopped on the broomstick and here I am.
Excuse me.
Yeah, sure. How long have you been here, Janet?
Meg Morris? Yes, Mrs. Davidson. Well, there's only 3 of us here at the moment, but I could go and round up the others if you like. Or 5 minutes? Yes, of course. Oh, Myra Desmond's here to see you. All right, then. No, we'll be there straight away. Could you take Miss Desmond through to the dining room, please?
Something wrong, Meg?
No. Look, Mrs. Davidson sends her apologies. If you go down to the dining room and join the women there, she'll join you and start the meeting as soon as possible.
Right. Well, maybe I'll see you later.
Yes.
There is something wrong, isn't there?
Well, I'm not sure. Mrs. Davidson wants to see all available officers in her office straight away. She sounded serious.
What I have to say is not pleasant for any of us. Kate Peterson is to be sedated and transferred to a hospital later this afternoon. I know I can count on all of you to cooperate to see that the transfer takes place without incident.
Is there no way Dr. Wiseman could treat her here at Wentworth?
I'm afraid it's not as simple as that. I wish it were. It could take years for Peterson to respond to the treatment, if at all. Dr. Wiseman reports she is clearly psychotic with schizoid tendencies. I'm afraid I have no choice. Kate Peterson is to be committed to a hospital for the criminally insane for an indefinite period.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
It's okay, Mrs. Davison B's been filling me in.
Oh, well, let's get started, shall we?
Right. Now, as I understand it, the women are trying to finance the newspaper by taking in extra printing jobs at cut rates.
That's right. But do you think it's a viable proposition?
What's viable mean?
Shut up and listen.
Yeah, I should say so. I mean, printing costs the earth. There's any number of organisations that we're involved with who jump at the chance of getting their work done cheaply.
Well, you reckon we can make a go of it?
Don't see why not.
Oh, and there is one point you are all overlooking, and that is the same problem facing the newspaper. How do you plan to fill your first orders with such a limited amount of ink and paper at your disposal?
Oh, nothing ever works out right.
Well, do you think the department would consider increasing their allocation?
I don't think they'd be agreeable.
Well, why couldn't the department just lend it to us so we could pay them back when the money starts coming?
It's most unlikely, Smith.
Meaning don't hold our breath, right? The whole bloody thing stinks.
Oh, it wouldn't hurt the miserable buggers to lend us some paper and ink.
Yeah, rotten cheapskates. If this paper ever does get off the ground, I reckon it's going to be called the Not-So-Free Press.
Well, look, it can't cost that much. Why don't I just buy what you need and you can pay me back when you're all big printing tycoons?
Hang on. Look, no offence, Mr. Faulkner, but no thanks. This is our idea, and I think we should handle it ourselves. Now, we all have money that the prison's holding for us. I suggest that we chip in a couple of bucks each, and that should get the ball rolling. Now, what do you say to that, Mrs. Davidson?
Well, I can't see why not.
Well, there we go, then. And if Myra can get the work coming in, then the Not-So-Free Press is finally in business.
Right, okay, thanks, girls. Thanks, Margo. Well, that was a stimulating meeting.
Thank you for your time, Myra. I'll be calling you soon.
Bye-bye, Myra. Thanks, Meg. Bye.
All right, ladies, move along. Come on, quickly.
Right. We'll get it right. Very right. Oh, Mr. Faulkner. That's a very nice gesture you made in there.
Thanks. No one else seemed to think so.
Ah, that's where you're wrong. You made a lot of friends in there today. The women don't forget things like that.
Oh, Smith knocked me back as if I was offering them the plague or something.
Well, you have to try and understand the way they think. B's trying to make the women stand on their own 2 feet and fend for themselves.
I really wanted to help them.
Oh, they know that, believe me. But if they'd accepted your offer to get over their problems, well, it would have been a cop-out.
Do you really think they can make a go of this by themselves?
I think they have to try. They've got to learn to stand or fall on their own merits. Won't it be great if they do succeed?
Yeah. I wish I understood them the way you did.
Oh, you have to spend a bit of time on the wrong side of the bars to do that. But don't go putting yourself down. I think you're managing very well. Bye.
You've got to have your tucker when you're on the run. Yeah, keep your strength up. We'll put all these in the barbecue wood box during the exercise break.
Oh, thanks, you two. Oh, but what about a shovel?
I'll hide that in the spinach bed.
Now, you sure you want to go through with this, Susie?
I have to.
Oh, good. I just hope Bea doesn't find out or she'll really blow her top and if you get into any trouble.
Nothing's going to happen to me, not this time. Well, I guess this is it.
Are my patients here already?
No, you're going to the hospital.
The hospital? That's wonderful. There's so much work for me to do there. They need me, don't they? I knew they would.
Yes, of course they do.
Right. Come on, Peterson.
Dr. Peterson.
I need to go to the loo.
All right, Susie, but don't be too long.
Hey, Miss Conway. Well, you won't be missed much longer, will you? You got to have chosen your wedding dress yet? Oh, I'd have blue if I were you. Go beaut with your hair.
Leaving so soon, Doc?
Yes. My work here's finished. I have to get back to the hospital.
Sure you do. They've got a new office for you there, too. Nice padded walls.
All right, Gaffney.
Goodbye. I hope you'll all be better soon.
Bye.
Bye. To the funny farm. That's right. There's nearly time in the rubber room.
What the bloody hell are you doing? Why aren't you hiding? You'll never get away like this.
I'm not going anywhere, Lizzie. Not now. It's her.
What, you worrying about Kate Peterson? I wouldn't let her upset you. She's gone.
Not Kate.
Who? The new prisoner? Oh, she looks pretty average.
Average? Lizzie, she's my mother.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down. But the sun and rain are prisoners too. till I had to face the nightmare.